Hi folks, it's Danny at Bradley James Classics, and today we are bringing you a rather a modern classic, but no doubt on its way to cult status. These little VW Polos, this one's the Mark II, this one was registered in February 1991. They are so well loved by young and old alike. They're considered ice cool by the younger folk. A lot of the Mark II Polos we've sold over the years have gone to new drivers who just fancy something a little different, or they've been older drivers that are returning back to a nice, reliable, simplistic car which is cheap to run and just very good at its job, which is starting in the morning and getting you there safely with little or no drama. Now, this one is quite a find. It had actually been in the family since February 1992, right into, I believe it was November or December 2022. So it stayed all that time in just the one family. It still has its dealer number plates and a dealer badge on the back. It's lovely and original. There's not any welding that's been done on the car, nor does it need any. It's rock solid underneath. It still retains its original VW wheel trims. It really is a beautiful standard car that's just been exceptionally well looked after, having spent its life in a garage. And it's just covered 65,000 miles. Now, its MOT is through to late December 2023, and it really does drive virtually like new. It's worn so well. It's a nice bright shiny red, which is a great colour for these. It's got a very heavy duty interior, and again I'll show you the seats in a minute. They look absolutely wonderful. It's something which I think you're going to struggle to find one that's had so few owners in such excellent condition. Now, the previous owner, who's only had the car a short time, actually did register the car in his name, so it does show two former keepers. In fact, it's one family that's had the same car virtually its whole life, so it has been very well looked after. Now, the gentleman who did own this car gave up driving, didn't want to sell his car, so it did stay in the garage, but it was still taken for an annual service and an MOT each year. So when you look back on the MOT history, you'll see that it's just done a handful of miles between MOTs. Now, the car is totally as is. We haven't done any preparation on this car at all. We didn't need to, because it is in such wonderful condition. Now, unfortunately, it's got a little dent here. Now, this has been caused, I understand, by a ladder falling against the car while it was in the garage, so I'm afraid it does have a little dent here. There is, let me see, there's two little scratches on the back which I noticed, and they could easily be brushed in, but I'd rather just show you everything. There's the odd speck of paint missing here and there from having been parked up in the garage for a number of years. There's a little mark on this door, nothing major, but it's probably best if I just tell you that the bodywork itself is very solid. I can't see any evidence of any extra paint on this car anywhere. Its front bumpers are in really good condition and are not scuffed up and marked, because this is the, I guess you'd call this the facelift version of the Mark II Polo. So there were a few changes. Certainly the later Polo does have these more substantial bumpers, more like golf bumpers. The headlamps and grille are a little different. They're a revision to the dashboard, so there are a few changes with the later Polo. For example, the almost 1300cc engine, they're actually fuel injected in the later Polo, so you haven't got that Pierberg carburetor where you have to worry if you've got the choke pulled out enough. This will always start on the button. The fuel injection does make them very reliable. Now, as I've walked around, I've hoped I've shown you The only real areas of minor damage on the bodywork, but other than that, as you can see as I pass around the car far slower, this is the dented area. It could be repaired, but it would probably be quite expensive to repair it, so I think you would probably just have to live with that. And as I look down, these bumper wings and panels are very straight. The odd stone chip here and there, as you would expect, because the car is getting on a bit. Remarkably, 31, 32 years old. It's incredible that a Polo can be suddenly as old as that, but in very superior condition. A good set of tyres all round that appear to match. And as I look down, the bodywork here, very good. Okay, and that roof is in excellent condition too, as is this rear bumper. Now, they affectionately refer to these as the Breadvan. That's because, I guess, if you look at the dimension of the car here, it is probably like a Breadvan, certainly like a little estate version. There was a few different bodywork styles for the Polo. You could get one with a boot, so a saloon. You could get the GT, or I'm sorry, the coupe, which of course is a hatchback. And then I'm sure the most popular selling version was this Breadvan. So lots of glass, great visibility, but as you could imagine, if you fold down these rear seats, you've got really excellent room. So for young people moving between home and university, college, and they need to take a good load, those seats can come forward and you can get a lot in the back of these. So look how good a condition those rear seats are. They don't look if they've ever been sat in. Look how good the condition of the front seats are. Just 65,000 miles, and all of the plastics inside are in good condition. There's a Kenwood CD player with a USB port, which is quite handy. Nice and simplistic in here. There isn't an array of engine management lights that are going to come up and ruin your fun. They're very simple electrics, just a 4-speed gearbox. That little 1300 engine is punchy because the car itself is rather light, and you can see from the door cards, like a tweed material almost, really hard wearing, as are all of those plastics inside. Now I'm going to see if I can open the bonnet. Of course it's a German car, so it's going to be over the other side. Let's give that a pull and we'll have a look at that together. So nice and simple. I've just got windy windows here, and this is to adjust the mirror, and that's only available, I believe, on the driver's side. Now let's have a little look under the bonnet. I've taken this car for a drive today, and I've had it on our ramp today, so I can vouch for it being in great condition. Here's that little engine. That's the airbox over here. It's a Varta battery. Not a huge amount of fuses to worry about, all very clean under the engine bay. Quite a large 4-litre container for screen wash. You'd be unlucky for that to need doing too many times. And just look how honest and original it all is under here. So that's your engine bay as well, and a lot of insulation up here that keeps it quiet. Slow that down. So just to recap, this is a Volkswagen Polo, the Breadvan model from 1991 February, just 65,000 miles. Predominantly the single owners have been one family through to the end of 2022, so it's been in the family approximately 30 years. And first time it had come to market, it had been owned by someone for a short time. That's where we got the car from, and we're very happy, having checked this whole car over, to offer it to you today. You're very welcome to come and have a test drive and see what this car looks like in the flesh, as it were. We offer a part exchange service. We offer a full UK delivery service at a very competitive price. I do apologise, there is one other area of bodywork that I wanted to point out. Let me it's just on this front wing, and you've got a little bit of a scratch here. But other than that, very, very solid, extremely presentable. It drives wonderfully well. MOT to the end of December 2023, and just in overall superior condition. A real credit to the previous owner. Well, thanks folks, that's Danny at Bradley James Classics signing out.